Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Capperell, and this week we're speaking to you again from the Atlanta Municipal Auditorium in Atlanta, Georgia, before an overflow crowd here of several thousands of people who enjoyed the best in professional wrestling, presented by Gunkel Enterprises Incorporated, Mrs. Ray Gunkel, promoter. This week again, some exciting live-action matches we know you'll enjoy, so stay tuned. We'll be back with match number 1 after this timeout.
GWH TV, bringing you classic wrestling action sanctioned by the Georgia Wrestling History Network.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to yet another edition of Georgia Wrestling History Television on the GWH Television Network. I am Brother Joe. Alongside of me, Brother John. And alongside of Brother John and myself, resident genius, Brother Stevie Jay.
Who has, by the way, become a cult hero in his own right the last few weeks.
I've even got my own Kool-Aid now, you guys.
Oh, yeah!
And folks, that is enough for you to know not to try it.
Each their own.
Like as in, when in Mexico, don't drink the water.
You're a loss, Brother Joe.
We are going to go ahead and get it on with the first match. Now, Brother John, this is a giant of a man, as giant as the broadside of a barn. We're talking about giant Haystacks, and he's going to be taking on Kendo Nagasaki.
Not to be confused with Kendo Wyndham.
Did he just...
He did.
Let's go to the opening match.
Seconds away, round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Kendo Nagasaki receives his first public warning. Ladies and gentlemen, Giant Haystacks receives his first public warning. Seconds away, round 3. Nagasaki, return to the ring.
Wow, guys, what a match!
Oh, I'm telling you, the best of three we could have seen a champion, but with the removal of the mask of Kendo, Nagasaki, who ran to the back, kind of put an end to that fantastic, legendary match.
It did indeed, Brother John. But this next match, oh, we got a doozy coming up for you.
Couple legends. Well,
From Herb Abrams, UWF. Now, this is not to be confused necessarily with Bill Watts, UWF.
Nope.
Basically, folks, as some of you know, back in 1987, when Bill Watts sold the UWF to Jim Crockett, he forgot to trademark the name. So Herb Abrams came along and, well, took it.
That's right.
And did you know that the UWF actually won quite a few awards from the Wrestling Observer newsletter in their 5 years?
Wow.
In 1990, Herb Abrams himself won the Worst Announcer Award. We're going to see him announce in this next match. 1991, UWF won Worst Promotion and Worst Television Show for their weekly Fury Hour. I thought it was okay. And in 1994, the Blackjack Brawl won them Worst Major Show and Pay-Per-View.
There's a lot of awards. They must have been pretty good.
What? Let's
They've won a lot of stuff.
go to pretty good.
All right.
It's his son David Sammartino in a no disqualification match. Cactus Jack attacks him as soon as he walks into the ring, Bruno.
Well, you know, there's no love lost between David and Cactus Jack. If you remember from the last time that they met.
I sure do remember that encounter, Bruno.
It was a controversial finish, and this time no disqualification, so...
Oh, boy. Cactus hasn't even taken his jacket off. Well, now he just takes it off. He's going to use that jacket to squeeze the living daylights out of him.
Come on, Larry. Yeah, but, you know, you can't let him do that. That's get that jacket out of there. Can't keep using his jacket.
David hasn't had a chance to catch a breath yet. Cutting off his air supply. Oxygen is low. David is down. Looks like Cactus is just warming up, Bruno.
Well, he certainly took the initiative from the beginning of this match, and he's not letting up. And of course, a guy like him, who's he's 272 pounds. And,
yes, he is from Truth or Consequence, New Mexico. So.
And he did a Pearl Harbor job here. David wasn't quite in the ring when he attacked him. But I'll tell you what about David. Not because he's my kid, but David can take a lot, and there's a lot of resiliency in him. He can absorb punishment, and he can come back. So I don't think it's over. Whoa! Although right now,
wow,
he really got thrown out of the ring.
He sure did. And Cactus is going out right after him.
Yep.
And you know what Cactus has done in the past, Bruno, outside that ring. He's got to be the most vicious, methodical wrestler outside that ring area. No, knocked him down. Very dangerous guy. Look at that face. Look at those teeth. Look at that hair. This is a face, as I've said before, only a real mother could love.
Boy, that's for sure. Look at his tights. He's even...
Whoa! Beautiful body flip.
What a back body drop. Now, that's a concrete floor. I mean, this guy, Cactus Jack, I'll tell you what, to take a backdrop like that on a concrete floor, hey, I have to give him credit. That's a...
Oh, wow, did you hear that? You could hear that across the Pacific. Another one. Another one. Punch to the face, another punch to the face, another punch to the face. The referee must be counting, but there's no disqualification.
Oh, that's right.
So we don't have that problem.
Right.
David is taking a chair. He's taking a chair to Cactus. Look look at this. And there's no disqualification.
Oh,
rules
wow.
apply
They
here.
just whack him in the back with that. David really slammed that chair in Cactus's back. I'll tell you, Cactus back, I don't know, anybody can take the punishment this guy can take. He is really unbelievable.
And just remember, Bruno, these are no disqualification match.
That's right. Anything and
Anything
everything
goes here. Anything goes. Oh, right to the midsection. Kicked him in the butt area. Buttocks. Grabbing a handful of hand, David does. Rams his face, head first to the mat. Kick to the back. David's up. David's high energy here. Snap there. Ooh, knee drop to the throat area. Another knee drop.
You know, ordinarily 2 knee drops like that, it should keep a guy down. But this Cactus Jack.
Oh, what a soprano punch that was. Wow, what a low blow.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the referee, if he saw that, a blow like that should be reason enough for
No
disqualification.
disqualification.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that, but somehow I'll tell you.
I guess Jack can do that all he wants in this
Well, you
match.
know what? When I wrestled, I didn't like these kind of tactics, but if an opponent did that to me, I would absolutely not hesitate in giving him the same treatment. And I hope that David can find enough in him to do that. Now, let's see. I think you're going to see a suplex.
Oh, boy. Oh, right. Oh, jeez. He's caught him between the ropes there. David trying to make his way back into the ring, trying to undo that top rope. He's caught him between the ropes there. Cactus is not going to help him. Well, he helped him. Kicking him to the back. Wants to kick him outside the ring. David's hanging in there.
He may be hanging in there, but he'd be better off if he did go out of the ring and do what like he did right now.
Yeah, that
maybe
would
a chance to recoup a little bit.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Bruno.
Of course, with a guy like Cactus Jack, just as expected, he's
There
going
he
to come
comes
out of the
again.
ring.
Oh, he's a garbage can. Oh, God. Did you see that?
Yes, indeed. And
Now he's taking a paper cup, pressed it right against David's face. Oh, rammed his face head first into the wood area. I gotta tell you, you gotta give David credit, Bruno, for withstanding all this vicious punishment.
well, you know, yes, I know David can take an awful lot of punishment, but the problem is that when you're taking this kind of punishment, it can take its toll on you. And as they say, better to give than to receive. But Cactus Jack is a tough individual.
Cactus Jack is this man is unreal. He's unreal. Another face first to the mat. David looks a bit hurt here. He looks right in the groin again for the 3rd time.
Yeah,
That's gotta hurt.
that to me, it's a cheap shot. Anybody
Cheap shot,
who
and
would
it's-
go for a shot like that, to me.
And I gotta tell you,
I don't
David's
know.
gotta be hearing music from that one.
Oh, hey, I'll tell you what. A blow like that, I don't know if you fully have a chance to recover for the duration of the match after that.
Oh, I'm lucky enough never to have had a blow like that in my life.
Oh, hey, I'll
I'm
tell
sure
you.
you've had some in your past.
Yes, I did, and I'll tell you, the pain is
Unbearable.
awesome. Always no pain until he takes a blow.
He slaps him right in the face. David caught him with it. He's slapping him. David's coming back. Look at this. You know, David reminds me of a Charles Bronson type. He just keeps coming back, keeps coming back, keeps coming back. As much as...
Good. Well, that's it. That's what do now. Now, don't let go, because, you know, he got very cocky Cactus when he started slapping and to insult him. But David did come back.
Does David have any boxing experience, Bruno? It looks like looked like a Holyfield there.
When you're in there, you better learn how to do a lot of things, and throwing punches is one of them.
Wow, what a chop. Another chop, you can hear that. This is a twisty tornado match here, back and forth.
Yeah. Right now, David's got the upper hand. There's no question. Cactus Jack, for a change, he does seem hurted.
Yes,
and with this guy, you never know, because he seems to feel no pain.
Bruno, we've seen Cactus Jack take a beating and then...
Hey, wait a minute.
What was that?
Wait a minute. Look at. No, he's got something in his hands. He absolutely has something in his hands.
He's got his legs on the ropes now. Wait a minute. That... not see that.
Referee didn't say it.
No.
The referee didn't say it. The referee didn't say it, then he gets the match.
There you see it. He's got something in his hand, Bruno. You see it sticking out. Looks like a roll of quarters or something.
I don't know what it is, but he definitely had a weapon in his hand.
David is stunned. David was hit with something. The referee didn't catch it.
No.
And on top of which, Cactus Jack then used his 2 feet for leverage on the ropes to secure the pin and the win, Bruno.
Well, but you know what? Regardless how he did it, it'll go down as a win for Cactus Jack and a loss for David, unfortunately. But that's a cheap way to win a match.
Yes, it does. That went down very quickly, and David's hurt.
Obviously, it's an illegal pin here, and the referee was blind to exactly what just occurred.
This next match comes to us from May 31st, 1986.
It was a good year.
It was a great year.
Great year.
Great.
That's when I happened.
Okay, it was an okay year.
Accidents happen. Anyway, this is going to be a television title match with Arn Anderson taking on the legendary Hector Guerrero.
So you're gonna win a TV, right? That was the prize.
I thought we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was 10 years before that.
Oh man.
To the ring.
Hector Guerrero, the champion. Arn Anderson, and there he is. He's ready. David, you can believe this could be a great match. That it is. 2 fine athletes. You have to beat Arn Anderson, though. He doesn't have to beat you. Oh, look at Guerrero. Here he goes. He's going on top. Comes off. He's not going down for the pin. He got it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, come on. Charlie Black can win. Hector Guerrero had Arn Anderson down for the pin. When they take him, they stretch him out. That's what Charlie Black is going up on top. That's what they did to Ricky Morton. Here goes Ricky. Ricky Morton. They're right against him. All right. Not anymore, guys. Not anymore. They're going to stick together. Ric Flair and his henchmen, Paul Blanchard, J.J. Dillon, Arn Anderson. You're not going to do it. They're going to stick together, just like they did right there. Okay, Hector Guerrero will win the match by disqualification. Arn Anderson is still the World TV Champion. Right there with that great spring on the ropes. Really had Anderson crossed up. Tommy Young trying to get over to make the count. Right there. Looks up, and then we'll see Tully Blanchard come in. Right there. And then we're going to see them try to do Hector, what they did to Ricky Morton.
Folks, this next match comes to us from the Atlanta.
That's my favorite.
Folks, this next match comes to us from the Atlanta Municipal Auditorium, January the 16th, 1973. And did you guys know that in 1973, the Municipal Auditorium played host to such great acts as Aerosmith, Black Sabbath, John Denver, Pink Floyd, Mott the Hoople.
All right, that's enough. It's time for the main event. Let's do it. Come on, let's go.
All right, this is Tommy, Sigler versus Dick Steinborn.
Yeah!
Yeah.
event, one fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, in this corner, from Belton, South Carolina, at 231 pounds, Tommy Seigler. His opponent, from Columbus, Georgia, at 229 pounds, a nice welcome for Dick Steinborn.
All South Championship Wrestling comes to you from Atlanta, Georgia this week, from the Municipal Auditorium in the downtown portion of the city, as Championship Wrestling continues on the road, presented by Gunkel Enterprises Incorporated, Mrs. Ray Gunkel, promoter. Tom Ernesto is with us here at the microphone, and this is quite a main event. Two men, I believe, who have a lot of respect for each other. Tommy Seigler from the state of South Carolina, Dick Steinborn from Columbus, Georgia. And we're ready for action. I didn't check the time limit, Tom. I think it was one fall.
One fall with a 15-minute time limit.
Right.
Ed.
You'll see some fine wrestling style in these two men. Watch Steinborn move low as he comes in on his opponent.
This should prove to be a very exciting match, Ed. They're both in fine, superb condition. However, I would say that Steinborn has the edge on experience. It's very obvious that he would have. He's been wrestling much longer than Seigler. However, Seigler has come an awful long way in a very short period of time.
There's a good move by Seigler on Steinborn with an arm twist. I do want to say one thing, Tom. A lot of fans may not know this. I've checked around the country, of course, having sources to check, that Georgia is one of the very few places in the entire nation where the promoter will take the crew on the road and actually present the matches from the various auditoriums. And now we're in about our 7th or 8th program.
Yes, I'm very pleased to say that Mrs. Ray Gunkel has done a magnificent job doing this. Of course, it takes a great deal of expense, as you know, Ed. You produce our matches on the road, and we've got quite a technical crew. But I think the results have just been most gratifying, especially to Mrs. Gunkel. She wants to bring the very best professional wrestling to the people of Georgia, and I feel that they are getting it here. And certainly the outstanding, tremendous crowds that we get each and every week that we go out on the road, and the many, many fine cards, letters, and phone calls that we get at Gunkel Enterprises Incorporated. This proves the fact that she is doing a wonderful job, and the people do appreciate it.
There's Seigler with an arm bar on Dick Steinborn. Now Seigler moves up. So watch Steinborn try to counter here.
Very good grapevine.
Seigler holding on. Steinborn, watch the counter now. Off the ropes. Body block. Steinborn goes down. Beautiful arm drag by Seigler.
Seigler is giving Steinborn a very hard way to go. And,
certainly is. And too, you know, this crowd here, they like Tommy a lot, and they like Dick a lot, and it'll be interesting to see as the match picks up momentum who they'll be cheering for.
It's going to be real hard. Steinborn is very, very good with his legs, and attempting to grapevine his man or hook one of those legs and tear it down if it's at all possible. But Seigler, on the other hand, is blocking very, very well.
There's a body slam trying to come out of it, Tom, and he does not.
No. Seigler's really got a real rugged hold there, and being very tenacious with it. He just refuses to let Steinborn break it.
Now there's a Seigler with an advantage further on Steinborn, and I want you to tell me, Tom, exactly how he has this arm barred. He had it in an unusual position, I thought, for a moment.
Yes, he did. He's attempting to get around and twist it behind Dick and stay at a point of advantage, of course, to the side and behind of his man if he possibly can. And of course, Dick, on the other hand, is trying to stay facing him and not give Tommy this advantage. And I think what Dick is trying to do now is maneuver around to where he can reach in and hook one of Seigler's legs with his leg.
There's the arm bar by Tommy Seigler, and he maintains it on Dick Steinborn. He's held the advantage here now a few moments as Steinborn comes up and Comes to his feet. There, they're off the ropes now. There's Seigler trying for a body block. There's an arm whip and a hip lock.
Beautiful hip block. Beautiful flying mare. The kickoff.
Very fine turnout of people here at the auditorium in Atlanta, Georgia, enjoying these two men in this main event of All South Championship Wrestling. Sitting with us is Mrs. Ray Gunkel, our promoter in Atlanta, Georgia, and of course the co-promoter with your various promoters across the state.
Sorry, get it from that side.
I just wanted to invite Mrs. Ray Gunkel to say hello, as many fans are watching this match, and I did want to say she is seated at ringside, and you probably can't see her, but I know you can hear her.
Thank you, Ed, and I'm enjoying the matches, and I know the fans are.
Thank you, Mrs. Ray Gunkel. There's a fireman's carry by Steinborn on Seigler, and he puts him up on the ropes right above our microphones. A very dangerous place for any promoter, particularly our lady promoter. The men were right above her head about 2 feet a moment ago. Arm bar on Steinborn by Seigler. I made the comment on an earlier match, Tom. I was very impressed by the way this particular referee, and I should know his name, but the young man moves around that ring and stays right on top of the action.
Yes, he's a young gentleman. Pardon me. His name is West, Ed, and he does a very, very fine job. He has refereed all over the world, and he's very fast. He's right on top of the action at all times.
Well, here again, Seigler has an arm bar on Steinborn. He's maintained that advantage for some time. 5 minutes have gone by. In the ropes again. Steinborn out of the way. Seigler beats him coming up. Goes for a body. Goes for an arm drag. Does not make it. Steinborn in behind. Seigler moves away very nicely. Steinborn kicks up. There is the arm drag by Seigler. Now a head scissors by Steinborn. And Dick gets the advantage. A good series of maneuvers on both men's part. The left arm of Steinborn was a bit bothered there by the series of arm drags by Seigler and the arm bars. Now Dick has a moment to rest the left arm as he applies the head scissors to Seigler.
Doesn't have too much time to rest, Edge. You notice he's got a lot of pressure on that arm, and he's got to keep the pressure on that scissors. And he doesn't have too much time to rest that arm. You notice he's supporting all of his weight on the arm.
Now Seigler trying to come up and break out of the head scissors. He's in a good situation to do so here. He's got Dick straight up now. I don't see how Dick can maintain the pressure here, Tom.
He's holding it. I'm sure he'll take him over, which he did.
Steinborn holding on to the head scissors. Now Seigler twists out that time. He could have hurt himself, but he got out. There comes Steinborn again for the advantage. There's the butt. Oh, but Steinborn underneath. Now a headlock. He goes for the head scissors and gets it once again.
Steinborn's making some beautiful moves, Ed. He's really opening up. Of course, he's having his hands full with this young man. And it could go either way.
Steinborn holding on to the head scissors. Watch Seigler now for the counter. This is the type of wrestling, the same caliber of the top men you will see each week in your local arenas across this state of Georgia, as Gunkel Enterprises and your local promoters bring you the very best of professional wrestling. Such names as Dick Steinborn, Ox Baker, the Assassin, Argentina Apollo, Tommy Seigler.
And I believe we have an advantage here, Ed, if I may, pardon me for interrupting you. I'm sitting here alongside of Mrs. Gunkel. She's not saying very much. She's watching very intently, and of course, I think we have the advantage with having Mrs. Gunkel here as our promoter in the state of Georgia, because her and her late husband, Ray Gunkel, traveled throughout the world extensively. She traveled with Ray, and she knows good wrestling. She knows the moves as well as anyone that I've ever spoken to, and she demands a great deal from her wrestlers, and she demands top-notch competition. As you can see, here are two of the most competitive wrestlers that I've ever had the privilege of watching.
One fall with a 15-minute time limit. We'll check the time for you. 7 minutes have gone by. in a very fine match, a main event here of TV wrestling between Dick Steinborn and Tommy Sigler.
Certainly seen some rugged competition, aren't we?
Yes, ma'am. I would say, Mrs. Gunkel, wouldn't you say that this is as good a competition as you've seen anywhere in your world travels?
Yes, it's really a night of excitement.
That's a beautiful fireman's takedown, Ed. A real beautiful move.
Now the arm stretch by Steinborn on Tommy Sigler. Well, as we told you, across the state of Georgia, from time to time a night will change, but not very often. Monday night is wrestling night in Augusta and Columbus. Tuesday night is wrestling night in Atlanta, Georgia. Thursday night in Athens, Georgia. Also in Savannah, Georgia. Saturday night in Carrollton and Covington, Georgia.
I'm very happy to announce, Ed, that starting very shortly we will be in Marietta, Georgia. In fact, we're in Marietta now. Our first match will be here next week.
Also on Friday night, there's a good move on Steinborn by Sigler. I was watching that. Almost had him a 2 count. I mentioned Friday night, and I saw Dick moving in on Sigler there a moment ago. And Marietta will be having some matches on Friday nights. We'll tell you more about that later on.
And we're also in Thomaston on Friday nights.
Right. Those are some of the cities where you'll see the top-notch professional stars you see here on TV. Steinborn stalking his man now, coming after Tommy Sigler. Tommy Sigler out of Belton, South Carolina. Dick Steinborn out of Columbus, Georgia. Good move by Dick. He goes in fine. And I know that the many, many thousands of fans here at the auditorium in Atlanta are thoroughly enjoying this main event.
They certainly should be, Ed. This is some of the finest wrestling that I've ever had the privilege of watching. Tommy's behind Dick, and he's in real good position over him.
There's Sigler in behind now. He tries for the advantage. He tries to keep with Steinborn. Steinborn is very elusive.
Very.
There you go. In the ropes. Looked like for a moment that Steinborn was going to move out, but now the ropes breaks it up. 10 minutes have gone by. That remains to go 5. Both men looking about as fresh as they did at the opening bell.
Yes, they did. And they are. You notice Tommy Sigler has a few mat burns on his body. They've been scraping, and those are caused by tremendous pressure. And when you skid across that mat and someone like Steinborn's on you, we're carrying that extra weight.
And somebody's also had a wound which is opened up here in this match. There's a headlock on Steinborn by Sigler as he grinds it out. I believe it's Sigler who has a small abrasion on his left arm. He comes over with Steinborn, maintains the headlock. And I've been trying to determine, Tom, as we've gone along, to see which way the fans have been cheering here. It's been pretty even Steven.
I think it's an even Steven match.
Right.
Ed. The people are really appreciating what these two men are up there doing. And I don't believe the crowd is at all pulling for any one man more than the other.
Oh, tremendous hip lock, and he rolls, keeps Steinborn with that headlock.
I think Tommy's had somewhat of the advantage both with the arm bar and the headlock. The combination of those two holds. He seemed to have had the advantage over Dick most of the way.
Three minutes left. 1:15. In the ropes. There's Steinborn trying to trip up Sigler. There's a beautiful hip lock that caught Sigler and brought him across the ring. Now
Steinborn's moving in. He realizes he's got to push this young man a little bit, and he is pushing him. And the experience is beginning to show. Steinborn is really pouring in.
Sigler, being very aggressive, comes after his own hip lock, and he brings Steinborn over. Arm whip on Sigler by Steinborn. There's a beautiful...
It's almost a pin, no. Steinborn come out of it beautifully. Steinborn really come out of that beautifully.
Tom, I lost it. I had nothing else to say. They went 6 ways from Sunday that time.
They certainly did, Ed. They really switched. They counter-switched, and there again, that showed Steinborn's experience and the outstanding maneuverability he has in that ring.
Before I could name one thing, they were in something else. Now both men coming off the ropes, less than 1 minute to go. There's a beautiful backflip by Sigler on Steinborn, and
beautiful
Steinborn may be hurt. His lower back caught it. Oh,
driving slam, Ed. Beautiful
Steinborn.
Driving slam.
Steinborn kicks out. Now 30 seconds to go, and this time could be a factor as Steinborn may be hurt here. There's a beautiful hip lock again on Steinborn by Sigler. Here's the count. Steinborn kicks out. Now about 10 seconds to go.
This is where Steinborn could be real dangerous. No, he's pulled his back or done something, Ed.
No. Steinborn has hurt his back. We mentioned it earlier. We saw it when it happened. He could not recover from that. However, he kept his opponent away from him, kept him to the time, and that's what our decision is going to be between Tommy Sigler and Dick Steinborn in this main event, a time limit draw.
Well, all right, folks.
Oh, man, that's such a great match, you guys. Wasn't that such a great match? Oh, my God, I just couldn't believe...
Wait, are we filming?
We will see you next week on Georgia Wrestling History Television. Like us on Facebook.
And subscribe on the YouTube.
And buy his Kool-Aid.
Or don't.
Yeah, probably don't. Not. See you next week.
Ring right now, and here comes his opponent, Gypsy Joe, up to the ring. As far as official introductions go, from Romania to, Gypsy Joe jumping Hector over in the corner. Where the introductions can be done or anything, boy, Gypsy Joe climbed in the ring, jumped Hector. He doesn't even have his warm-up jacket off. Joe thrown him through the ropes down on the floor. Hector climbing back up on the apron. Joe not want to let him in the ring. Hector on the apron through the ropes. Oh, Joe. Good grief.
Joe really going after him. Man, oh, man.
Hector is still wearing his warm-up jacket. Hasn't had a chance to get it off. Gypsy Joe right on top of him before the bell sounded, and he's continued to pound on him over near Hector's corner. Joe's using an open hand. It's big. Let me tell you, he's using that in the lower part of the arm. He's also using a little choke there.
No, that's not illegal.
It certainly isn't.
Gypsy Joe coming in there with a lot of anger and evidently a spoiler attitude. Hector, as we said earlier, made it to the quarterfinals for the vacated Southern Heavyweight title, and Joe's trying to show everybody that he's the one who's going to be there.
That's right. Yeah, he's unhappy about something. Anyway, it's been all Gypsy Joe so far, and we're about a minute and a half into the action. Joe wrapping a hand around Hector Guerrero's throat. Referee Jerry Calhoun right here.
This is not exactly the kind of return that Hector was looking forward to on championship wrestling, I'll tell you, or any other time.
Good. He goes through the ropes again, down to the floor, caught himself on his feet. On the apron, Joe, bottom of the foot, planted in the top of Hector Guerrero's head. We're at the 2-minute mark. Gypsy Joe. Joe with Hector back on the ropes. Bends it back into those ropes, and there's that top.
Hector has just had no chance to get started. Joe has been all over him this entire bout thus far.
Hector on the ropes, on one knee. Gypsy Joe fighting. Boy, 2 minutes, 45 seconds gone. Gypsy Joe continues to be in control of the match. Hector Guerrero back in the area not too long, and his first time back on championship wrestling in quite some time. Oh, here he comes. Knows how to use the chop himself, looks like. He staggered Joe briefly, but then Gypsy Joe grabs it, picks him up in the air, and there's a body slam on Guerrero. A cover by Gypsy Joe, count of 2. Guerrero breaks the cover at the 2 count. We're 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes into the action. Hector tried to get it down in the flip. He got him 1, 2, and 3. It's all over. Hector Guerrero. Good move. Boy, he had been pummeled the entire match for 3.5 minutes by Gypsy Joe. But he used his head, and he got Joe down in the sunset. Held those shoulders down for the 3 count, and still has his warm-up jacket on, and he had not had a chance to take off. But the win in the match goes to Hector Guerrero. The time on it, 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Right now, over to Lamb.